This is the engineering update for the sprint ending on February 2nd, 2021. This sprint, we worked on three categories: plots and land registries, invoice and payments, and customer journey. The green items represent stories that were planned for the sprint and completed. The blue items were stories that we added during the sprint and we completed. And the red items are stories that were scheduled to be in the sprint but could not be completed for either we did not have enough time or we made a conscious decision not to work on them. So for plot and land registry, we've worked on the map and now we can display sold plots as well as Enquashi neighborhoods. Also, from a data perspective, we can now add more than one owner per plot, and we can also edit the parcel or the plot information. For invoice and payments, we have now the ability for customers to prepay and the ability for customers to make one payment for multiple invoices. We also added an account balance and a transaction history, as well as invoice and payment details. But we didn't work on the payment plan setup and the automation of it. This will come in this sprint. For customer journey, because we added a customer journey dashboard and we decided to modify the user customer journey steps to match the CSM's customer service manager's definition of those steps. We've also worked on a task list page redesign as a miscellaneous task. What are we going to do next sprint? So again, the main topics are pretty much the same as this sprint: plot and land registry, invoice and payments, and customer journey. So for plot and land registry, we will be working on a way to edit the plot data from the map. We will also work on the ability to search plots on the plot page. And we are going to be looking at being able to add more plots on the map, so more than one neighborhood. In terms of invoice and payments, we have a list of features that we need to work on. We need to have the ability to generate receipts as well as transaction history reports. We do have a screen for transaction history, but our customer staff indicated that they would like to have the ability to print the report of the transaction history. This sprint, we will need to respond to change requests from Enquashi once they start using the application for payments. We will also work on purchase plan and monthly invoice creation, which is the automation, and the invoice and payment notification. We will be building reports based on steps in the customer journey and how long each customer or each client stays in it on each step. So this sprint, we had 12 merge requests, which is way less than usual. Usually we go at around 20, 21. But we had 30 issues in the sprint and we completed 26, which is actually a greater increase. And the reason why we have less smaller merge request count this sprint is because some of the stories have been worked on a separate branch, and we merged all those, and so those actually counted as one merge request. Our code coverage actually decreased both on the Rails side and the React side. So the highlights: Project Panther, the hardest part was actually separating the invoice from the payments. And that is why we had to have this additional branch where we had to push multiple stories to it. It was a fairly complicated refactor. We are also talking to CyberSource to resolve a blocker that we're having, basically getting more information and how to actually set up Enquashi under the CyberSource platform. And one of the biggest highlight is the map is starting to be extremely functional and it looks fantastic. As you can see, we are actually starting to miss our mark. Our coverage goals was actually 67.69. We're now at 65.87. We are planning on rectifying this coming sprint. In terms of merge requests, again, I explained why we have a merge request deficit. In terms of security, we were planning to have 10 security issues, and instead we have 15. There has been no movement since the last, and I think that's it for me. Thank you very much for listening.